What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing probably one of the most well-known exercises in the Pilates practice. That is the 100. Now, let's get one thing clear. It's the 100. There's not multiple hundreds. A lot of people call it the hundreds. There's 100. And we're gonna get right into it, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. And I'm gonna show you how to do it correctly. Now, the goal of this exercise is that it's a warm-up exercise, and it does work the abdominals. But another goal of this exercise is to help promote circulation through the body. It focuses and helps you to improve how you coordinate movement to breath. Now, the reason this is called the 100 is that we do 10 breaths. An inhale for 5 and an exhale for 5, making 10. We do 10 reps of that, totaling the 100. Now, I always in my class call it the 100-ish because if you've ever taken a Pilates class before, you know Pilates teachers don't know how to count. I'm sorry to say, but it is true. So sometimes you might do 90, sometimes you might do 110. Now, some key points that I want you to remember while doing the 100 is that 1, the arms are actually moving from the upper back. So it's not just the wrist, it's the whole arm moving from that upper back. You want to pump the arms up and down about 6 to 8 inches. Imagine that you're kind of like bouncing a ball next to your side. You really want to keep that abdominal scoop, keeping the head and shoulders lifted up off the mat, and then having the legs at an area where that you're actually able to hold them, maintaining that neutral spine, neutral pelvis, as you'll see in the video. And then another point to really keep in mind is to really hug the legs into the center line, keeping those heels together, inner thighs, knees, everything zipped up into that powerhouse, so that you can have that one long, beautiful line. Now, in this video, I'm gonna take you from a very modified version of the 100 and progress it up to a full 100. Now, the 100 will look different for every single individual because depending on how strong you are, depending on any, injuries or conditions that you might have, back problems, etc., will determine how low the legs can go. But remember, we only want to go as low as we can with those legs, maintaining our neutral back and our neutral pelvis. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Roll out your mat, hop down on the floor. Let's get going. Let's start by keeping the feet down with the knees bent. Lift up the head, bringing your arms parallel to the floor, coming up into an abdominal curl. You can hold there for 5 breaths and then lower the head and shoulders down. This is level 1. Further to progress this, we're gonna lift, hold, really pulling the belly button to the spine, and then lowering the head and shoulders down. Adding the breath, inhale, curl up for 5, hold for 5, and then lower. So just using the head and shoulders, keeping the feet down so we can stay out of the back. Then you can curl up, pumping the arms, breathing in for 5 and out for 5, maybe supporting the head with one hand and then switching as you go. Now we're going to add the leg. So keeping the head and shoulders lifted as we pump the arms, lift and lower the legs one at a time, maintaining that neutral spine and neutral pelvis, and really keeping the abdominals scooped in and up. Next, we're going to move into starting to move the legs. So keeping the head and shoulders lifted, maybe extending the legs from tabletop out to a high point, bringing them back in, and then bringing everything back down. Further progressing this, we're now going to hold the legs in tabletop as we pump the arms. Keep the head and shoulders lifted, abs scooped in, pumping the arms up and down 6 to 8 inches, and holding the legs in a nice, strong, and sturdy tabletop. Again, you can use one hand behind the head if you need to support. Further progress this towards our ideal 100. Begin to reach the legs straight up to the ceiling, keeping the head and shoulders lifted. Keeping the abs scooped in, you can start to lower the legs, making sure you keep that neutral spine and neutral pelvis, finding the spot where you're able to hold them. And then last but not least, I'm going to give you a fun variation. For the first 5 breaths, do the arms, and on the last 5 breaths, lift and lower the legs, inhaling down for 5 and up for 5. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that gave you some great tips how to do your perfect 100. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And if there's any other Pilates, particularly like mat exercises that you want to see me kind of break down a little bit more like this, go ahead and drop those in the comments below as well. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. More Pilates and health and wellness content coming up your way. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video. Show me some love, guys. Until next time, stay well and stay fabulous. Peace.